in their pick so far here. You can very clearly see that they're trying to just stall at the top side, focus on around protecting your carries, but you have 3 of them this time around, so it's a lot easier than running a 2-threat composition when you're dealing with the likes of a Lee Sin or a Galio that can easily pinpoint one guy and eliminate them.
Yeah, it's a very cool composition. You have a lot of pick, as we were talking about, but you also have a lot of scaling into the late game with those 3 carries. Whereas on Afrika's side, not really so sure. We'd have to take another look. We'll see Renekton, Lee Sin, Galio, Caitlyn, and Tom Kench.
Well, the thing for the Freaks on this lineup is going to be that they really need to be taking advantage of the pressure they have in the solo lanes early in the game. Renekton and Galio will have the advantage, and with the Lee Sin, they have to accelerate the pace very quickly. Otherwise, they will be outscaled and pretty much dealing with a one-threat lineup when you have a Caitlyn as your primary source of damage in the late game.
Yeah, so there you go, guys. Go out and tell your friends this match is on. Afrika versus Samsung. Game number 1 is about to start up here at Spode TV. So here we go, guys. Let's jump onto the Rift. Well, there you go. Lots of Samsung fans. They're doing incredibly well so far in LCK Summer, and it only makes sense. Definitely a matchup with superstars on both sides, and the entire studio is
field day in the top lane without any help from Ambition.
Yeah, and look at this. Tushin coming in alone is going to exhaust. They know that Ambition does not have the flash. Will he get the solo kill? He will! And Mr. Thomas Kench will start off the day with a nice, delicious kill.
Quite clustered at the time.
So you can see that Spirit is hanging around mid lane, but okay, he's going to get that taunt off, and Crown will go down as they do land the Sonic Wave. That's going to be 2 kills now for a Freak, but meantime, Kuro died. Not exactly sure how that happened. Maybe he got caught up in the stun and took tower aggro.
That's got to be it. You know Crown always lays down the gravity field anytime that he's about to be in danger, so really good play by trying to answer something, but you know they're going to revisit this lane because his cleanse is down.
Yeah, and pretty standard play, but as we were expecting, the gravity field, it's just too much, and even trying to jump away, it's not enough.
That's unfortunate they actually used that ultimate. Now it's going to be on like cooldown, but they do pick up that kill, and they can revisit this lane as Spirit still has flash, so we can look for maybe a creative angle behind mid lane from Afrika Freaks, as there's still no
Noxious from MaRin. He's forcing Ambition to come on up here. I'm not even sure if they can make this happen. Okay, the ult is popped here for Renekton. He's actually turning onto Ambition. There's a kill. Will he get the double? Cuvée has no mana right now.
Lee's here. He's dead. This is why you don't go to the top side.
Here we go. I mean, this is a dead Gragas if I ever saw one. That's going to be 2 kills going over to Afrika. Great play, great composure there by MaRin to pick up those 2 kills.
Really intelligent there from MaRin, knowing how far he can push his limits. Gragas did not have enough mana to really turn this fight around, and you know Renekton's such a strong early game bully that a squishy jungler like Graves that is behind will have a really tough time. So the Freaks is getting such a big lead now as first brick will go down to them while they're fighting bot lane.
This is a bit of a fight here. They are going to commit to the arrow, but Tushin just going to eat up that gray health. Is pretty low, but they all will survive. No summoners used here by Samsung, and they do get the bottom lane pretty low of Afrika, so I guess a small win there.
Take another look there. He pops the ultimate right as the stun hits, but there is no mana in Cuvée, and even if he had mana, Graves is just not tanky enough to survive this Renekton right now, who doesn't even have a whole lot of damage. He went with the Cole, with the Phage right now, and so going to the top side was just... It's so difficult to be in this position from Samsung because it looks so tempting, but you just know it's not the right.
Trying to land a hook even. Whew. There's the damage. Can they actually crack the turret? They are going to get Crown here. A huge play. Even with the cleanse used here, they do pick up the kill.
And they get baited to try to defend that too hard. Herald just does so much damage to the tower, and that's why one of the reasons why this objective is so powerful. If you have a mid laner that is just able to do a little bit of chip damage onto your mid lane turret, you can get it so quickly. Just a quick rotation to the mid lane, and already the map has been cracked. And not only will it return in an immense amount of pressure, but it frees up the jungler to now just solo that dragon. And now they're eyeing top side of the map to secure vision around Baron. And there's not a whole lot that Samsung can do besides defensive vision and look for picks with arrow, but it almost always has to be onto the Tam Kench, which is really the last guy that you want to be looking for.
Yeah, really got to admire Afrika's play so far. Extremely clean. So much pressure on the map. They do pick up the Cloud Drake as the next one, and we do have Ocean Drake coming up next. So,
and it's a team that has shown that they can play clean. They did perfect game Afrika last week, or KT, and so the Herald charges in, but remember that it does reduce the armor. It counts as a minion. Crown gets a little bit cocky there and steps on the trap, actually. Harold hid the trap.
That was actually all Harold in that play. Had nothing to do with Afrika.
Afrika Harold there. Messy.
They're going to go for this Baron, but here we go. The teleport even from Kive. They're committing to this 100%. Can everybody from Afrika get here in time? Trying to go for the steal up at there, and it will go over to Spirit. Really nice steal. Look at the left side as well. MaRin trying to 1v1 Ruler here. He will pick up that kill. That's going to be the first kill there onto Ruler. Kuro flashing the wall now is going to knock up Kive. They might be another one, forcing the flash out of Kive to try to get away. Nice escape here by Core JJ for a while. MaRin is still on the chase. There's the ace in the hole. Here comes Kuro. That's going to be a second kill going over to Afrika, as well as the Baron.
Just a really desperate play from the Samsung. They forget the ability to collapse from pretty much anywhere from the Freaks. You have Tam Kench ultimate that brings two people in. You've got Galio renecting with the got it right there. They try to rush it, but there's a Baron in the pit, and Lee Sin gets on the back of it, finally gets the steal on it. Just really good stuff.
Knocked around into the resonating strike and then the follow-up smite.
And look at that. They win this fight. Caitlyn isn't even here. They won this fight just from the Baron damage and the tanks. Clear is not going to be enough with dealing with these super minions. The turret's already going down really quickly because of the rapid fire, and Ambition can't even join this fight.
Yeah. Galio right now kind of taking the role of Maokai in Spring, where you just push past the taunts. It looks like it will just get Ambition, as meanwhile the super minions are pushing on in. This Galio is going to be hooked on up. In goes MaRin, deep 1v5. He's going to take out the Ash, going for that Graves. Looks like he will meet his maker.
He's got GA though.
Yeah, he does get that down there and comes back to life.
They just don't die.
Nobody dies at this point. They're just way too far ahead. That's going to be the second Nexus turret going down. Kind of just playing with their food at this point. MaRin with a super dominant game on the Renekton. There's game number one going over to Afrika.
That was such a sick game from the Freaks. I'm really happy for this team. The fact that they're able to show up consistently with this style, and they're able to basically dismantle the Freaks ever from the first blood onto Ambition. They just did not let go. Pressure in the lanes, moving together, the moves that Spirit was making in order to pick up, and he knows. He's got that smug little look.
He's got
he
the
knows
little
what
smug
happened.
smirk on. MaRin knows exactly what was going on. And again, when you're talking about Samsung, you know, this is kind of a weak game that we saw from them. But again, it came down to that top pressure and the